Okay. All right. Yep. So there's a bit of a problem with my setup, but nothing that's big or nothing that you'll experience on your side. TTS is working, so yeah, I know this is not working. Okay. TTS is working, but here's the fun part. For whatever reason, the new Max command is not making audio in my eardrums. So I don't know if it's actually... Say hello. So I don't know whether the sound on the audio file is borked or if for whatever reason it just doesn't want to do the correct sound file. It's not doing any kind of sound file. Just give me a couple seconds while I put a couple drops in here. How you been, Mecca? Did it actually make a noise? Because I don't even know when it's getting redeemed at this point. Okay, that's good. I'll figure out what's wrong with it later. All right, there. That's really all that needed to be done to this guy. So, combo plane, because we have so many parts to it. The first thing I did, and I did it off screen, I did it yesterday just to make sure, is I took the knickers out right there. I took them off screen because I didn't know whether or not they were going to be seized. They were not, which is good. So for now, I hope that's visible. And tell me if you want me to switch. Actually, no, screw it. I'm not going to wait for you to tell me. The thing is it's there. It's just, I'll figure out what's wrong with it. Let's see. Yay! See? I'm getting things working. All right. So today is cleaning up the combo plane. That's probably a feat in its own because, but yeah, see, I actually did make that scene work, finally. All right. There's so much stuff on this counter. We will get it all cleaned and good and ready to go. These might actually be, I guess you guys can't, yeah. These are probably getting a new home. I have hollows and rounds now, and I did hint, well, you know what that means, we just got to fix things. There's probably an easier way to fix it than moving the camera though. Believe it or not, let's see. Oh, no, yeah, never mind. I know where it's actually being clipped at, so yeah, we'll just move the camera here. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, there we go. Up, and there go the cords being held to the I-beam in my lovely, lovely shop. But I am kind of stoked about having two scenes now. I just need to assign like the Craftsman's Guild transition between them, and we'll be, you know, like walking on sunshine here. Here also, here is my new scraper plane, my new tooth baby. But the hollow and round attachment, I may be doing a tool trade with James Wright. So we're going to get these nice and cleaned up for him. Because I do have hollow and rounds now. And one of the sizes I have is an 8. So these are kind of redundant. And as bad as it sounds, hopefully James is not watching. You kind of need two 45s or two 55s to make these useful. Because how much do you want to set up the hollow, get all your hollow, get some hollow work done, and then set up actually 3 45/55s, so unless you got a rabbit plane. Yeah. That's the other thing, infinite patience. So, but he wants to do a video on them. He's also been looking for a set of hollows and rounds for the 45, and I kind of just got in touch with him and said, if you want them, I've got a set that I would not cry over. We can talk about tool trade or going on the show or whatever later, but I would be glad to just let you try them out. That is kind of true. Pits do have a bad rap. I'm kind of the understanding that, let's make sure you can even see what I'm doing on any of the cameras by moving stuff out of the way. We're gonna do the hollow and round attachments first, just to get them out of the way, get them nice and oiled up and waxed so that, because it may be next week, it may be the week after that, I don't know. We haven't really talked much beyond the tool trade. But we will be meeting up and these will be finding a new home. And then hopefully Wednesday, very true. The only dog Max is, the only time Max has ever growled has been at a pit bull. One pit bull, not all pit bulls, but that pit bull was owned by a guy who was really into MMA and really into screaming at his TV when things were going wrong on the MMA fights. It's just one of those things where there was a very aggressive relationship, and it was reflected by the fact that that dog would attack anyone, or not anyone, anyone else's dog, because it was a threat to his master. Yes, mixed martial arts. So, like, that dog actually attacked Max, but also that owner was never really allowed into that dog park ever again. That says something when Max will play with any dog and can gauge his play with the size and age of that dog. But yeah, we're gonna get the skates out of the way here, because then we get to the fun part of tearing the 55 apart with all its nice trinkets and knobs and wonder. You can tell these were mine though, because there is wax all over the soul of these skates. It'd be interesting getting to see James Wright in person. I could definitely understand that sentiment. I would love to be able to replate my 45, tell you the truth, because, I mean, it's got a good amount of the plate left on it, but I would love for it to have a consistent amount of plate on it. Because the skates for the hollows and rounds are kind of put it to shame. Because you can definitely tell whoever owned these before I found them didn't use them at all. Like, the blades looked fantastic and new. It came in a box, which that box is now destroyed. Thank you, Flood. The fact that the blades were the exact same length and sharp enough to cut wood right out of the box that I found. I think I just found like new old stock, basically. Or the... Okay, now we get the thumb screws, which are probably where the most rust is because you don't plate threads. Ah, it's coming off real easy. Good. Pink. But yeah. Hey dear, how you doing? Oh, okay, that did confirm it. Okay, so Mecca just confirmed this for me. Is the light flicker still an issue on the overhead cam? What do you mean? Go ahead and do it again. I mean, Mecca did it and it worked. Oh, I think I know what's wrong. 1 second here. It might be the scene. I may not have... that I can fix. That's called focus. Basically, I just needed to move the camera about 6 inches away from the light. It was picking up the frequency of the light. Okay, that tells me there is an issue with alerts. Box. Give me a second, I'm just looking at levels. Say hello. Okay, see, it worked there. Is it just missing in here? It is. Ah. Okay, so what I need to do real quick, so that I remember it, add scene. The entire command scene is missing from this. All right, so we got that. That should work. Okay, try her again. Say hello. There. The command scene was missing. Now it's fully functional. This is what we call prototyping and testing. Okay, and the last screw for this one. Okay. Should be gone. So hopefully the next stream, I'm aiming this one to be my last restoration stream, so that the next stream, yes it is. Give me 2 seconds. I usually, like, it's usually a small thing, so, like, I can't actually look at, let's see. That is, it might be. I can always play with the resolution a little bit. Yeah. That's about as in focus as I'm going to get. So yeah, it's a resolution thing. I can always up the resolution to, or down the resolution of everything else. Let that stay set. Yeah. Honestly, I think the overhead cam's probably at a lower resolution because it didn't really matter when it was so small. So I'll double check that in between streams, because that's like a 5-second fix. I can always, well, it's not a 5 seconds fix right now because it could be hardware, it could be software, computer, but most likely it is a hardware thing. Get those in, and then get these thumb screws, and we will start those. I was able to move my planing stop down, which means I can, after we get done with all this restoration stuff, I can plane all of the oil marks off of my bench. Oh, why am I using you? You'll be sad to see the hollow and round attachment go, but at least it's going to someone who will use them. Like I said, you know, I've got my lefties now. We're doing good. And Wednesday hopefully will be lefty hollow and round reveal day. The blades for these have already been cleaned and are ready to go. I cleaned all of my combination plane blades very, very early on off screen. About the time I did the chisels, to tell you the truth, because, you know, I had, oh, come on, just get in there. Thank you. Because it's basically the same as cleaning and cleaning chisels. You just scrub them clean and sharpen up the edge. I mean, that's really all you do with the combination plane cutters, because they're just chisels. Okay. These will get wiped down with more permanent. Hey, Life in Pain, how you doing? We are on the most complicated cleaning known to man, called the combination plane. All right, these are my hollow and round cutters, skates. They are gonna sit over here for right now. Like I said, they're not highly important. I just wanted to get them clean because they're gonna go to a new home. Yeah. Oh, that's not fun. You know, this is going to be funny. I've always had trouble with these bars, the long bars. I guarantee you they're going to work way better now because I actually put them, I'm taking the scale off of them because they've always been kind of dark, which means I really need to get an automated shout out for guild members. I really need to put that in, don't I? Thank you, Mecca, for shouting them out. Okay. So we're gonna clean up the bars here. And then we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on slowly in complexity here. Let me get that out of the way if that's in the way. So skate guide bars getting cleaned first. And I'm sitting here laughing going, Jesus, I should have done this when I got it. Oh, I love combo planes. It's just, I don't think the hollow and rounds, I don't think the hollow and round part was fully thought through because you kind of need a few planes set up. You need one that's hollow, one that's round, one that's flat to truly get the full experience of what you need to be able to do with it. Here, we're going to take the small guides out. Oh. Where you at? I know you're here. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. We said we're going to go slowly up in complexity here. These probably don't need much because, as you can kind of tell, these are brand spanking new bars. They've still got their chrome on them. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, why am I even letting these sit on the thing when we've got You did. It was, I believe it's in the plain old woodworking tool repository. We're gonna do that because now I don't care if oil gets dripped into this, that just makes the wood better. Okay, let's do this. Do a quick coffee break for me. That'll get picked up after the stream. So Mecca, how you like the alternate scene? Or even Life in Pain, how do you like the alternate scene? I shouldn't just be doing this to just Mecca. Let's pull all these screws out because we're gonna be taking everything apart. You notice all screws are coming off. Like I said, I already took the knickers out of the skates because I was more worried about those being frozen and I didn't want to do that and get frustrated on screen. Oh, I have one blade I did not clean. The one that lives in there, i.e. probably my tongue and groove, my groove for my most used tongue. We will get that clean in a bit. Yeah, I finally listened to the masses. But yeah, like for cleaning this plane up, literally just, you gotta take everything apart as far as you can. This will get scrubbed individually by hand, and I will show you in a second. This does, like this main skate does not go directly in the vinegar at all, for one reason and one reason alone. I cannot take this handle off. You can, but you'll never get it back on. So check this side. Do you see it? You can get reproduction knickers made exactly the way they're supposed to be. I have one here. MGD Tools actually does sell reproduction knickers. They'll fit if you really need them. But so you notice there's no holes here, and there's just set pins here. The only way to get this handle off, this wooden handle off, is to break it. I don't feel like buying a replacement rosewood handle to just be able to scrub this portion. Maybe someday down the future, but no, I don't want to buy a replacement rosewood handle, because I've actually seen how literally you do have to break them, because this pin goes in and through the handle, but there's no way to, like, the only way I could see doing it is trying to drill out this side, or just taking, you know, a pin set, bam, and drive the pin out the other side, which is still going to break the handle. Uh-oh, how do I get you out? Is there something I'm missing about you? I thought you could come out. You do not come out very easily, I see. You also have a set pin. Dang it. Well, that one's not going to worry me too much, I guess. Because also, the action is still very good, which means there's not much to worry about corrosion-wise. Wait, where's my plane setting? Okay, no. Okay, where's my itty bitty guy? There we go. But we're going to get it as clean as I can. I know you come out because I've taken you out before. Oh, yeah, you gotta do it this way. Like I said, we're dissecting this thing completely. That's why I said this is going to be a long stream, because there are so many little parts. Hey look, Acme style threads, flat on top. This is riveted to the skate, or the skate is actually riveted to this because that's part of the skate. Come on, there's got to be something I'm missing here, because I know they sell these as replacements. Coyote approved. What is that? We talking are we talking Looney Tunes here? All right, so these two are down to as far as I can go. Gotcha, Acme threads, that makes sense now. All right, this I can take the wood off of. Okay, this is not the actual set screw for this. but it's got the same, it's from a different plane, but it's got the same thread count as that, so I use it for that. So that I can lock my fence. Come on. It took forever finding one screw that had the same, because you can't find these anymore. There's this little locking screw. If I could find the actual one, I would love to actually get it in there. When in doubt, get the proper size screwdriver. Yeah, which is why when I found, where is it? When I found this little, is it this guy? No, it's not this guy. When I found this guy, I was like, we're good. Same thread count, because Stanley used its own thread count. And this is why I wanted to take that off. Yep, some of the shellac is coming off because of the submergence. Oh wow, look at all those shavings in there. This guy really needs to be cleaned out in the middle. I completely forget how to do this. Actually, I know how to do this. It's a double-threaded screw, so like you can only get so far before you hit the so like I'm just a little thrown off by it because we can get the screw basically out. I can't get it any further than there, which means I possibly have to. Honestly, at this point, I could just clean it out here, but I really want to get the entire slide bar mechanism. So how do I get you out here? Kind of worried, but I think you just pop it out here. But that doesn't make quite enough sense because these are housed in there like that. We will come back. That's what I was thinking. I'm just nervous about that. Let's see what happens. Actually, we'll be right back. Nothing big, just I have proper punches. You wouldn't drive them off or wouldn't worry about it? Okay, sounds good. And besides, I can open this up to the point where I can clean out the inside. And I don't want to have to buy a new skate or a new guide of any kind. Getting it serviceable is all that we're looking for to do. Like I said, this one does not directly touch vinegar bucket. So let's start with parts and pieces. And just let those soak for a bit. you know what? This blade did not get the proper scrubbing that the other blades got, so we're going to throw that in there too. Oh, I forgot about this. My little boy guide. See, this is the screw. If I can find another, I have confirmed it. If I can find another one with a top screw like this, which is very hard to find this style, but if I can find another one, that's basically what I was going to do. But this is physically the same screw as that one skate, the skate lock. This is the physical screw. I was just saying for this lock here, it is physically this screw. See? That's the thumb screw it's supposed to be, but I cannot find another skate with that physical style screw anymore. I always find them with the other style screw, which I think has a different thread count. Let's get the camshaft guide in there too. At this point, it's usually WD-40 and some scrubbers. Very true, yeah. I use green scrubbies. Very true. That is a good idea. All right, so let's start cleaning the little guys. Most of this isn't going to need much cleaning because a lot of it is still kind of coated in actually, you know what? Let's say this one is spent. Ta-da! Let's see what a new one will do. Yep, that one was spent. That cleaned it up in 5 seconds. It just got too much grime and is slowly falling apart. So it'll be nice to get my workbench back together. This side's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm not too worried about getting it off of there, but that's this guy right here. We'll define okay in a bit. Give me 2 seconds. We are going to rebuild it in the future because of the flood. Will I be able to use it? Yes. Will I be able to use this bench to its full extent? No. You probably can't tell at the moment. Oh, the saw bench is perfect, but there is no vise here anymore. That is the biggest portion of the loss. The saw the big leg vise is kaput. The vise screw is not. I'm gonna clean that up off screen. We will not be putting a vise on this because what happened is the big leg vise got rusted shut to the leg and this face, and it started molding before I could get it back off. I mean, I'm already looking into wood and all that. I will go ahead and say this bench is not going anywhere anytime soon. Not because wood price is abominable, blah, 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 but we are most likely moving when the lease is up. So there's no, like, this is going to be a perfectly serviceable bench for at least a year or two. So I'm going to put off rebuilding the bench until we have moved. If I need a vise, I still have. We're gonna put that one off to later. I still have my Moxon vise. That will be my vise until that point. We're gonna have to sharpen you like hell. So I still have a vise. I still have a bench. Like I said, I'm at reduced capacity, but I can still work. The saw bench is perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure the saw bench is light enough that it just kind of floated to the top. It's not 300 pounds of amazing glory like the main bench was, and also weighed down by the main bench was weighed down by my toolbox, by a bunch of stuff underneath it. Like, it wasn't just wood. The saw bench, I'm pretty sure, just floated up and came back down, because it's not all that bad. I'm gonna have to replane the tops of the benches. That's fine. I kind of know that. And depending on how bad it degrades over time, I may not even get rid of this bench. I may just turn it into a back bench. So we have like our main workbench, here in front of me, and then the bench behind me, kind of just holding offset tools and stuff like that. Yes. That is very true. Horizontal filing system. But, so this bench is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's still got at least a year probably left of being on camera. That's kind of why, like, in my chat on the Craftsman's Guild, I was like, I'm probably gonna make the next one out of poplar. I know people are like, oh, that's too soft for a bench. This is yellow pine. I mean, yes, poplar is softer than yellow pine, but I didn't have a hardwood bench in the first place. The other thing is if it's poplar, it's going to be easier to move around and stuff like that. I can easily get 4/4. Yes, I do. Well, it's going to get better now that I can actually get my tool, like, I'm going to have a floor again in there because the tools are basically all done. Yeah, that way the bench gets damaged before your workpiece. I kind of subscribe to that. That's why mine's made out of pine. And knowing that, I mean, if I make a chest of drawers or something like that, I know I'm going to be using poplar as the secondary wood anyways, so why not just make the top out of poplar? I might still make the undercarriage out of pine. I'm working on it. It's not my fault that the flood stopped me from making bookshelves and such. And then okay. Good thing is like I said, even though my 45 is not in the best condition compared to, like, most people who like obsess over tools, yeah, I didn't mind that there was wear marks through the plating, but I mean, a good amount of the plating exists on this, so like a lot of what needs to be cleaned is really the skates. Like the skates are where the worst amount of plating has been removed on it. Which is where the rust would try and develop. But most everything else is just pretty much just get the dirt out of it. And then oil them up and put them away. I'm hoping the new scenes are kind of nice for everyone. Like this one is dang near fully chromed or nickeled. I don't know if it was chrome or nickel plating, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like they knew. To tell you the truth, I never fully cleaned my 45 before, so I am learning right now how to clean this boy. But gotcha. Which I mean, still pretty good. Get that gunk off the top. If anything, this is going to be a much sexier looking 45 when I'm done. There we go. All that gunk is now off the top of that screw. I got a much sexier screw. I'm going to have to start naming some of my tools. Okay, like I said, we're going to get through all the bits and bobbles first because they take longer. Like I said, most of what I have is fairly good with plating, which means the inside of that handle is probably still fully plated, because why would it lose its plating? Think about that for a second. Something that never gets abraded, that's completely covered up, that was plated before the wood was installed. There's really no reason to take that handle off unless the rosewood breaks. And it hasn't broken on me. There we go, got the grime and gunk off of that one. Blade! This is what I mean by, like, we should at least do what I did with the others and try and get as much of the gunk off the blades. It's something you haven't seen yet, Mecca or Lip, Life in Pain, is that, like, I cleaned these blades off screen, and what I really did was remove all of the gunk so that, like you've seen my blades before. They're all kind of just black on the exterior from age. Not anymore. I removed like 90% of all of the corrosion on them. Instead of just sharpening the edges, because I was like, you know, if I got to clean all my tools, I might as well make my 45 blades look somewhat decent as well. See what I mean? Nice. Able to see most of the steel on them. Okay, this is another thing that pretty much doesn't need much scrubbing because it is 98% nickel plated, if not 100%. Yeah, see, clean. And soon it'll be 100% oil plated. As opposed to these turn screws, which do have a good amount of like gunk on the top of them. And the reason why I'm using, I mean, like, you can use steel wool if you want, like triple lot or double lot, but the reason why I use green scrubbies is it's basically equivalent, and it doesn't rust. And it doesn't fall apart from rusting immediately because you're using it to scrub something that has vinegar on it. Okay, 1 second here. You got to check the bottoms of these screw heads as well, just to try and remove what little gunk is in there. Okay, next. One of the wood screws to put the wood guide on. Come on. I don't know why I'm cleaning these washers. I could just replace them because they're washers. Oh wait, this is a spacer, never mind. This is for the cutter, the slitter. The rarely ever used slitter from Stanley. That'll do. Oh yeah, look at that. I can see the threads on this baby. Yeah, if I can ever find another one of these screws for that camshaft guide, that's what I'm looking for. Because if I can get another one. Hi Cricket, how you doing? You're a little fat boy, aren't you? If I can find another one of those, I will gladly buy it. Just so that I can have the proper screw for my 45's guide lock. But like I said, I found a screw with the proper thread pitch and diameter, so it's not like I can't use the guide lock. I'm letting the cam sit in there long because it actually is kind of rusty. So I'm just letting vinegar do its job while I get, rust and gunk out of the threads of all these locks, these locking screws. And like I said, I'm not a tool restorer. I'm a tool restore up to usability, not to museum quality. So my goal is get the active rust off, coat it in oil, get it back to cutting wood. Because this is one of my favorite tools. Quite honestly. Although I have thought about buying the Lee Valley left-handed version. Just to have a left-handed version, but no. I already have the 45, so, and I've dealt this long with the right-handed version. Okay, that's another washer. Okay, come on. What else we got in here? Got to run my fingers all over the place, make sure I'm not missing washers and screws. I don't know where I am on that line. I am whichever step is get it back to working. I'm guessing recondition, because it's not really restore. And I'm definitely not repairing because there's nothing broken. Okay. Washers I'm not too worried about, like I said, getting them clean. It's already there. We'll know if something's missing when I put it back together. We'll know. That's why I don't dump it out. When I do dump it out, it is through a screen, a colander of some form. But that's why I don't dump it out until I'm done reassembling. Honestly, with the washers slash spacers, because that's really what these are. I have 4,000 of them. I just kind of try to cut some of the gunk off of it. Whatever comes off, comes off. Whatever doesn't, can come off at a later date. Remember to hit your edges. All the tiddly bits. That will work. That will work. Screen is much better than the colander. All right. Oh, well, hello there. Okay. Yeah, see, this guy has lost a lot of his nickel, but it's all kind of just surface rusty. You notice how fast it's just coming off. Patented July 91901, backwards B. I specifically got this style, I sought this style cam guide out because I don't like the one that's a screw, that you have to use a screwdriver for. I like the idea of using a thumb screw. And also I think this style actually does go with the make and model of the version that I have. Because I've got an older one, it's not a sweetheart, but it's got the old, like old English Stanley. You know, that style Stanley on the blade. I don't know if you can see it. Like I said, I specifically just hunted down one with a thumb screw because the less I got to pull a screwdriver out, the better. At least there's still enough nickel on this that wherever there's surface rust, it's just coming right off. You want me to get you one? Like one of these? I can find them. You never know. Let me get this in the hole just in case, because that's a highly abraded area where the actual guide bar goes. I'll see if I can find one before I refinish your dovetail guide, because that's still sitting up in my office waiting to be refinished. I mean, all I got to really do is clean it, hit it with a lot of alcohol, and then re-shellac it. Because, I mean, the shellac did its job. That thing is in perfectly fine order. It's dirty. And I'm not going to send it to you with flood mud all over it. Okay, all the bits and bobs are now cleaned. Let's go skate number 1. Go, go, clean skate. Like I said, this is going to be much cleaner than it's ever been in my possession, which is fine. Especially that part, I should probably get. You know what? Just put that skate down in there. Okay, a lot of the rust in between the guide is just peeling right off. That's good. Which means it's mostly surface rust on this guy. But we may leave these a little bit longer in the vinegar just to clean up some of the dark areas. You know, get this stuff peeling a little bit easier. I should go get some Q-tips. And that's what we're gonna do. Give me 2 seconds, guys. We're gonna go get Q-tips. Also, I wonder. We're going to try something here real quick. Going to the plain old woodworking. That's fine. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Well, we have that, and everything is broken. Sorry, I'm playing with things. I did not want you to pop up, though. Come on. Well, either way, we've got something working, so I'm going to go get the Q-tips real quick so that we can clean the small bitties. All right, don't promise anything on that stinger yet. I'll have to try and test it out, but at least it's working. Why are you not working? Okay, there we go. All right. This one's going to be the hard one because I can't soak it, which means I've got to do everything by like just putting a little vinegar on and scrubbing as much as I can, and it looks like it's working pretty good on this one. Okay, good. Because there's only a few places on the main handle skate that really need heavy scrubbing. Like the skate on this one is actually in really good condition. I can always buy a secondary skate if I need to. Like and I like the fact that I'm starting to see bare steel and not brown. I mean, vinegar is not going to be bad for the wood. I just don't want it destroying the shellac on it. I don't want to. See what we can do with a little bit of. Get some gunk out of the knicker hole. Knicker with a K, N-I-C-K-E-R, or K-I. Is it K-I? No, yeah, it is N-I-C-K-E-R. Makes nicks in the wood. Yep, that's cleaning out that really well. So, yep, it's a good thing I went and got Q-tips. We're letting the other two kind of sit and break down a little bit, because this is going to be the thing that takes the most time, is cleaning out all of this junk. We'll let that sit for a bit, because the more I can get done, the better. Yep, there we go. It's starting to break through. That's good. This was also the knicker that when I bought the 45 was already seized in the 45. And if you notice,
it was basically rusted in. So let's try and remedy that situation by getting this giant pit stain of rust cleaned out. Which it is. It's descaling fairly nicely. This one's probably going to get several soaks though. Ooh, look at all that gunk. I'm not gonna lie, most of it's probably oil. Can still, oh, look at all that beeswax still on there. But yeah, now that I've got the stinger file in there too, I'll play around with the transition and dishes? Oh, okay. We'll have to play around with that stinger file so that the transition starts going smoothly. It doesn't show the other scene before the transition plays. Just don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I may have to do that in Droid. Or not Droid, OBS, or whatever, in StreamerBot, I may have to make a thing where it's, you know, like, where it's a command that changes the scene, but forces that to play before the scene can even change. Because right now it just plays it as a result, and so it kind of shows the other scene beforehand. So, but there's probably a setting to make it like to have it black out what's under the screen. Actually, this guy is cleaning up fairly nicely. Probably going in for another soak though. Just so I can get as much of the gunk off of you as possible. Because a lot of the pitting that was on it when I got it is breaking up. Like this stuff right here where you can see it actively starting to turn brown. That's pitting that was there when I got it. And it's starting to break up. Which means we should be able to get down to new steel and have skates that slide like Olympic champions. Okay, we'll put you back in. Yeah, I just, doing it live is not in my forte. The fact that it's loaded is good. I will play around with that later. The main skate is literally probably the best condition out of. I just put a Q-tip in my coffee. It was a clean Q-tip though. It wasn't a vinegared one or a rusty one, so we're doing good there. Clean all the gunk out of the cutter chute. Oh. There we go. Like I said, this 45 is going to be in amazing condition compared to when I first got it. When I was Not to be bothered with. Does it work? Yes. Okay, don't bother with like doing a full cleaning on it then. Not to be bothered with that. Now, it's probably going to work 10 times better. I'm getting all the gunk out of different places. So like all the gunk that was making it like not slide consistently and or, you know, the guide bars not sliding consistently and all that stuff. That's all going to be taken care of here. So I'm just letting those guys, yep. Oh yeah, look at that. I can see pure nickeled metal right there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to come up with a name for the 45 because I'm giving it way too much attention now. It's like my mistress or something. But I mean, like, just this little bit of care is like making it that much better looking. Like, to tell you the truth, it didn't suffer all that much in the flood. Like, I mean, because it is a nickel plated tool. Kind of like how my big miter saw is a chrome plated tool. It suffered exactly 0. Whoa, what was that noise? It suffered exactly 0 because, like I said, I even found that Craftsman's miter box in its original box from Sears. So that was a used maybe twice kind of saw. So like it is in outstanding condition. It's like the flood never happened to it. Even though the saw was underneath things when I found it in the flood. Get all this gunk out of the holes. Get all this gunk off of this guide. Gonna have us a sexy little 45. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. All that gunk is off. Do another run in here. Admire how much the that's pretty much fully clean there. I think at this point I'm just cleaning residual oil off of it. That's what I need to clean. Get all the junk out of this guy. This has got to be a boring stream for you guys because all I'm doing, well, at least I'm trying to highlight how I'm doing things. This time with the new setup. Okay, that's definitely gotten a ton of grime out of this guy. Spin her back up. Learning all of the weird tricks that I come up with out of necessity. Like, I can't get this out. Q-tip and vinegar, and all the gunk is basically gone off of this guy. I can actually see the steel again. It no longer looks like just a giant, oily, messy buildup on the top. I mean, there's your proof. All right, now let's clean the bottom, which is equally grimy, but should be easier to clean because it's not a caved in position. You know, Mecca, this is probably going to be one of those videos that might actually go viral on YouTube when I post the VOD finally there, because I'm doing a cleanup of a 45, and so I don't know very many people who post cleaning these up. Or not viral, but it might actually get noticed. And I know there'll be at least a few people commenting, well, this is how you get that off. And it's like, well, didn't know that at the time. Sorry. Yeah. This skate's basically done. Because, yeah, I'm just cleaning dirt out of holes now. And believe me, I don't care about cleaning the dirt out of the holes. Okay, so that skate, well, with that skate being basically done, just going to be very, very careful about hitting it with a flush. Because when this skate is basically done, we can start putting things together on it. Heck, most of the stuff I was like, oh, that's probably just dirt, is coming right off with just a little bit of water and rub. I guess, yeah, this is one of those saving graces about this tool is they're all nickel plated. So if you get one in decent condition, you don't really have to worry too much if it gets completely submerged in water. Thank you, Flood. Yes, and I know there's better oils, but for something mechanical, you know, it's got a lot of threads. The first thing I do is always do WD-40 because it helps with anything that has threads. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get the other skates clean. Now, I haven't looked at this guy in a bit. Okay. Yep, I think Q-tips were definitely the right move here, Mecca, because of how many ins and outs I'm going to have to do. Okay, yeah, the rust is just peeling off of it, so it's just basically wherever the nickel has worn off, that's where rust was settling. Except for in here where I didn't think to open it up and let the moisture out when I got it back out of the flood. But Q-tips away. Q-tips working perfectly fine because it all looks like it's just very recent surface rust. And it's just peeling off with a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of time. As Muriel Baggs always said, my secret ingredient is vinegar. And if you know where Muriel Baggs from, compliments. I salute you. Look at all this rust just peeling right off. Okay. Yeah, this might be the next one done. Yeah, because all of that surface rust I was worried about is just coming right off the minorest, with the absolute minimal like effort, which tells me it's all just very surface level, nothing to be worried about. For those wondering, yes, I will be picking up all of these Q-tips later. I clean up my messes. Remember to look at it from every possible angle. You want to get as much active rust off this baby as possible. Okay, let's get some. Okay, I have to go get another Q-tip run here soon. But this guy is actually cleaning up way faster than the other skate, so we are probably just going to focus on him for right now while the other skate kind of boils down because it's got that one pitted spot. I don't think it'll ever look really nice, but I would like it to be smooth. Coffee! Also, please tell me if I'm missing redeems here, Mecca. Like if someone's done Pirate Hat or something like that, I just want to make sure, just in case TTS is not working correctly for some reason. Because TTS should be telling me if there's a Pirate Hat redeem and stuff like that, but considering I can't hear Max howl when you guys redeem Max, I couldn't tell you if it's working correctly. Like I said, it's not going to be, you know, super amazing, but it never was. Tell you the truth, it never was super amazing. But it will be acceptably clean. And acceptably usable when I'm done playing with this guy. Give you an idea, the absolute last thing that happens is I will be putting the wood guide back on this. Why is it the absolute last? Because I want every last bit of this to be dry and oiled up before I attach anything that is wooden. Like I always do, work anything with threads all the way through. These guide bars need a little bit of oil worked on them. You might as well work it all the way through anyways. That way these threads get oiled. All the threaded holes are oiled. All right, let's see if we can get the last skate done so we can just start cleaning and assembly. Like I said, they're not going to be amazing looking, the skates. Because, like I said, they came to me with a little bit of pitting in them. They came to me with missing nickel. But I have this sneaking suspicion they're going to operate way better than they used to. Because I've given it a super once over because of the flood. And a lot of the problem areas have been actually truly addressed. Like this little area right here, I've taken a good chunk of rust out of it because this is the one place, this is the knicker that always ends up, or when I got it, it was seized. And I couldn't get it out. And I had to like WD-40 and force it out. But now, I don't think we'll have that problem. Let me get a small screwdriver. Haha, yep. That's what I was looking for. Now, I don't think we'll have that problem because I'm going to take all of this gunky rust right out of it. For those who are like, oh, you need this rust remover or that rust remover. Remember, I'm using white vinegar. And I haven't set it in overnight or anything. And I just took off 50 years of rust in this little, in the knicker housing. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but what I just did was soften that top layer of rust so much that I'm able to break it with this flathead screwdriver like that. Get it wet. And voila, do you see steel coming through? Yes, because we just took that rust pile off of it. Starting to see the steel coming through, which means this will no longer seize on me because we're getting the material that causes it to seize out of it. this is something I've been wanting to do to my 45, was fix this nicker housing. Once again, N-I-C-K-E-R. Houses a little nicking blade. But the fact that that crud is just coming right off now. All I needed was a little bit of persuasion. Soak. Like if I can get the, if I can get this housing mostly clean, then hey, I will go ahead and tell you the 45 is going to operate way better than it used to, period. And like I said, you can start to see actual steel. This is probably about as clean as I'm going to be able to get it without using a wire brush. That may happen off screen. I may take a wire brush to it and get it completely down, but the fact that we've softened that rust that much means it will function completely as intended finally, and I'll be able to use that nicker without cursing at it consistently just because I can't get it loose. And for me, I think work the guide holes here real quick, and then we're going to start cleaning and reassembling, guys. You know what that means? We can do other tools, or we can start planing the top of my bench again. Which actually might be part 2 today, or I did tell Matt Bickford that Wednesday would be reveal, so he said he may or may not attend. So let's not bring out those planes. Until Wednesday, that way I'm at least good to my word. Okay, we're gonna throw you in. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, you have been rinsed. Take that, put that over there. I am super happy that the nicking housing is as clean as it is right now. Because I bought a replacement blade for it, specifically for when I finally got the housing cleared, so that the blade will not refuse to it, because the blade that was in there is kind of in iffy condition. Like if I clean it off, I may just end up losing the blade anyways. Okay. And I do want them because I do like cutting dados. I do want my nicking blades to be functional because dados are important to me.
I'll say it again, all these oily cloths and things like that, they will get addressed. And for those who have seen my streams before, you know I have a little fire bucket for oily cloths and such. So they do go in the into the fire bucket. If you are missing a set of rods, like the short rod or the long rod combo, MFG tools or what, MGD tools, I can't even remember. They do sell a set of replacement rods, and they work very well. That's why these are fully chromed. Like I said, I've got a fire bucket too. I don't joke around with that stuff. I mean, even though this is WD-40, it's not really, it's not like my linseed oil, which will possibly cause spontaneous combustion. But if it's oil, it goes in, period. Because I would rather have it be in the specific thing it needs. Put the long rods in there because I store it with the short rods. I would rather it be properly stored and properly disposed of and not cause a fire. Let me see if I can get it on stream here, because the bucket actually is behind some tools right now. Oh, it's not behind tools at all. But if you've been on my stream any, you know I have my fire bucket. And I have preached that you should have a fire bucket. I know some people, and hell, I was one of them, you know, lay them out on the ground, let them dry that way. I mean, it does work. Not the best idea. It does work. But there's still a chance, slim chance, there's still a chance that it will ignite. And here's the other thing. What happens if something causes it to ignite? Not just curing and heat from itself. I mean, it is oil. It's flammable. And yeah, I'll be putting some sawdust down over this and putting it in the bucket too, all the stuff that I'm spraying. It's going to be nice not having this towel on my bench anymore.
There's one. Got to feel real deep and just like run your fingers across that bottom of that bucket because washers tend to hide. Yeah, I know it looks like I don't care about it, like I just throw them on the ground, but like I said, just gonna harp on and tell you that no, it's I clean it up right after the stream. That's just me getting rid of it real fast. And they're not piled on each other either. Okay. Looks like we're going to be doing 3-in-1 from here on out. Yep. Go. This is my 3-in-1 rag. It is literally just a rag that is infused with 3-in-1 oil. We've run out of the WD-40, but that's not that big of a deal. All of the screw holes have been, all of the threaded holes have been hit. And honestly, 3-in-1's better at lubricating. All right. Let's see. Just, you know what? Let's start not assembling, but let's start just drying and oiling so that I can just start assembling easily. Okay, oiled. Plus 3-in-1 tends to stay in the threads of a screw much better than WD-40. WD-40 is good at breaking it loose, but 3-in-1's gonna actually keep it lubed. And this is what I mean by like, now the blade is decent looking. In fact, oh God, don't take the entire cap off. There. Let's put some 3-in-1 on that anyways, because that'll pay off in dividends, getting some 3-in-1 in there. All right, so. Just get that one there so I don't end up cutting myself. Okay, boop, boop. Like I said, this is my jerry-rigged thread lock, or guide lock. When they don't make pieces anymore, you just got to use what you got. Drying, drying under the ocean blue. I will say the 45 is looking better than it used to, which is good. That's a good sign. Hopefully soon we get to find out if it operates better than it used to. That's all right. That's all right, Mecca. Like I said, we're almost done with this, and honestly, I think this is going to be it for today for me. You know, just be happy with the fact that I've got the 45 done, which means I can move on to woodworking projects again. You know, that big huzzah at the end of it saying, we're done. We're finally back to status quo of being able to do woodworking projects and everything else. Huzzah! Okay, that was everything. Now we lube it all up. Better for everything to have a nice coat of oil. Oh, this is a brass piece. Maybe I'll take the nickel off of this one. One second. What little bit of WD-40 I have left is going into threaded holes. Wait, is this also? This is also brass. I like how they nickeled over brass. Oh, it's gonna. I'll see about that. I really do want to try them out immediately, so I'm going to see what I can do about that. Even if it's just a couple pieces of plywood screwed together with a couple screws for stops. I do want to try them out and fail horrifically at being good at them. So yeah, I'll probably put a board together so we can try them out. That's probably what Wednesday's stream's going to be. It's going to be open them up, put a board together, if I haven't, and then try them out. Almost got everything oiled, and then we put everything together. Again, with all of these washers, because these washers are just spacers for the slitter. That's why I'm not too terribly worried about losing them, because I can get more. They're not trivial, but it's still hand motor skills. Nope. I don't even know what they look like in person. They are still in those little burlap packages. Yeah. Yep. Wednesday at 7 Central. That's when I'm going to open those babies up. Hopefully Mr. Bickford comes. Okay. So, let's just take everything out here. We are actually about to put it back together. So the only thing in it right now, that is the blade. I put the blade in so I didn't accidentally cut my hand. So let's start putting it together here. Oh, probably like, he's insane. But I am a southpaw, so I kind of want southpaw planes for molding. Which is why, you know, if I do get to see James right here in the next couple of weeks, the molding skates and the molding blades will be on his in his shop instead of mine. Plane floats would be kind of nice. I can't get over how clean the screws look from the top now. They used to be just brown. Okay, there's that. Now you know what, keep this out until I get the blade in. Next question. No. Probably yes. Oh wait, that was the thumb screw. Duh. 1, 2. Just want to make sure there wasn't. There's that. And we have you. Oh wait, before I do that. That's what's missing. Loosen you so you're at 90. Put the shiny side out, not the worn side. Nope. You were a screw. You were an actual screw, I believe. Say hello. Not the wood screws. There you are. You're the one I keep staring at going. Up, up. Bros. Okay. Need the little boy. Like I said, I kind of can't wait to see the reaction on YouTube when I post the VOD of this, because, you know, completely disassembling a 45, scrubbing it down, and putting it back together. I've not seen a video of that. Where is the foot? There we go. But I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to actually operate better than it did before the flood, because of how much I've put this thing together. And yes, the knickers are not going to go on on camera. Well, I might. Actually, yeah, we may clean the knickers and just put new knickers and put the knickers on. No shelf queens here. Everyone's got to do their own justice. Okay. You are specifically for my cam rest. There we go. Cam rest is out. All right. And get all the spacers. All the spacers. Put that one down. You put that one in. All the others. Where is it at? Is it this guy? No. It's this one. blade. If I remember correctly, nope. Oh, a sweetheart. Dang. For those who's wondering, these are all, they're not actually washers, they are spacers, so I can move the nicker blade in and out whenever I have to use the nicker, if I ever use the nicker. At some point I'm going to resharpen this. And yes, this is in the stab your hand position, as every woodworker absolutely loves. Okay, we're going to loosen you up. Oh, they come up a lot. I mean, you got a particular... Unfortunately, Mecha's blade is probably the hardest one to find. While we were in chat, I was literally searching around. I could find every other triple bead size, including a 3/16. Could not find the 1/8. That you should actually be able to find real easy. There are people who do the box art for sale. This is something I do before I start tightening screws down on that. That's just something I do. Not everyone does it. I wonder where this one goes. I would have thought of two, but maybe no one's getting rid of them is the problem. Like, that's the one that everyone wants to hold on to, Mecha. That's what it feels like to me right now. Because like I said, I can find a 16th, 3/16. Well, I mean, yeah. If you don't, there's no reason to look if you don't need to. All right, so that is at that point. Let me do one thing. All right. I will not. Scout's honor. I mean, that's just normal. Have you met Bad Dad? Some point in time, he's gonna like hunt me down and beat me. Do I have you in? Do I have you in backward? I had you in backward. Fun thing about the 45, they literally make it where you cannot put this thing in backward all the way up. Just so you know. And knowing is half the battle. All right, so this is my, like I said, I have the hobo version. I honestly am thinking about just going screw it and cutting about a 1/4 of an inch off just to make it line up. If you get what I'm saying? Just so it'll go all the way down. And actually I might do that. Just get a hacksaw a little bit later on and do that. Oh, I put the brake on. I'm going to do one thing here before we go anywhere because I'm more concerned about the inside of this than anything. So we're going to give it a little bit better oil than just WD-40. I'm going to get this 3M oil rag in here. This is just a microfiber cloth filled with
3-in-1 oil. Okay. Before I do anything, you have not been oiled. I never screw these in without putting oil on them. Last thing you want to do is ever try to take apart an old tool and there was no oil on the threads, and you end up destroying a screw that you cannot get or that is not made anymore. Word of caution. If you ever take apart and put tools back together, always oil every single thread. Every single one. Okay. And if you notice, I have more of these than needed. Why? Because I bought an extra set because the ones that came with them are a little stripped out. Now I'm actually sitting here wondering, what does this go to? What did I miss? What did I miss? Guarantee you this is what's wrong. Yep. Because you don't want this sticking out. I'm almost certain that's it. Yeah, that's it. Because that's an extra screw as well. I bought a bunch of extra thumb screws. That's, I mean, yeah, but Mecca, I'm not gonna bother you about that. I'm not gonna bother you over that kind of stuff, Mecca. Besides, like I said, I scrounge for this kind of stuff, and I find it, and I'm like, okay, good, we found some. It's possible, quite possible. Okay, so now we got all that together. I'm gonna do this, wipe it with a little bit of oil, mark it with a B. I will inspect whether or not that guard needs to be trued at a later date. But Wes, what do you mean by trued? Well, it was submerged in water. There's a healthy chance I need to run a plane on it to make sure that this face is as flat as possible. But it is rosewood, so there's a heavy chance that it is extraordinarily stable at this point. With how get me a proper size screwdriver. Where is it? This one will do. But I am very excited to possibly meet James. That will be an interesting time. I mean, I didn't intentionally waterboard it. But I mean, I'm going to have to double check it because it was true before. It was true before. Before I start using it, I'm going to have to double check that this is in plane with this. Yeah, we're a strange bunch. We are a strange bunch indeed. That is a very big definite. I'm going to have to true it. Not by much, but I will. It's about a 16th to a 32nd fatter in the front than it is in the back. That's nothing I can't fix. Okay, spurs. These don't matter. Those are spares because I'm a hoarder. I try and get spare parts. All right, the knickers. So, can you tell which one is the replacement knicker? If I need it, I will use it. Put that there. Put you back in there. And we are going to try and clean these knickers, get them installed. And yeah, I think I'm going to take a hacksaw and cut this down to size and just call it a day for the screw, because that's a pretty screw and it clears everything and it'll work. Okay, so yes, we are. But for a machine, it's got to be exact. Okay, so where is my green scrub? Where did I throw my green scrub? Are you on the floor, green scrubby? What did I, oh, never mind. Green scrubby is P. Yeah, as many times as I should probably put a content warning when it goes up on YouTube. If you don't realize I'm saying Nickers, not the other word. Okay, so yeah, this is the bad one. And oh my God, this is cleaning up beautifully. Never mind, we don't need to use the replacement that I got. But I'm not getting rid of it because first things first, this thing's probably, these things will probably get lost at some point. I'll try and adjust it and it'll hit the floor and I'll be crying because it's this big. Okay, let me get my pantalones. ¿Dónde es pantalones? Where are my pants? Okay, the fact that I got it this clean, this fast, that's good. That gives me faith that all I got to do is, this guy definitely needs a re-sharpening though, or I just need to sharpen a different tooth. Because this knicker is destroyed. So we'll use that. We'll just use a different one. Okay, get him dry. Get him slathered in oil. And I do mean slathered because, like I said, this is the one that was seized in it when I first got it. So I want to make sure this guy has so much oil on it that he's never going to seize again. All right, next. Good one. Just getting all the gunk off the back of this. Yeah, see, no longer a really dark oily color. And proto rust. Dry, dry, dry. Slather. Now the screws.
These are like the world's smallest screws. Not really. I've actually taken apart a camera lens before. If you want small screws, take apart a camera lens. And also make sure you have JIS screwdrivers. That first lens was a doozy. Let's just say that first lens got scrapped because I destroyed those screws. Here's the super cruddy one. Yeah. They definitely have it on camera lenses now that I think about it. Taking away my thunder, Freefall. Taking away my thunder. All right. But like actually having to clean rust and stuff out of small screws, this is probably the smallest I'll ever do. Okay. Honestly, yeah, the knickers are probably gonna be way better off than they were because I've just cleaned all of the gum out of the gum and grime out of the threads as well. Put you back over here. Guys, we're about to see the top of my workbench for the first time in weeks. You ready for the drum roll of how disgusting it's gonna look? But not just yet. Because gotta put the knickers on. Yes, I have watched him once or twice because I think our good buddy Way Cool raids into him from once in a while. All right, I'm gonna throw you in here. I'm gonna throw you right here. I hope you guys can see this because it is. I'm gonna move my finger out of the way as soon as I can get a screwdriver in here. In Mecca, I use an actual screwdriver for these and not the court-ordained Stanley 45 because, believe it or not, it kind of fits. But I need to file the tip a little bit to get it to fit. It's the exact length of face that you need. But, get a little more oil on top of that. But it's just a little bit too thick. And I think the little bit too thick is because that steel needs to be cleaned. Okay. 1 second here. Yeah. Come on. Get back out of that hole. I'm just going to make sure that we take your small screwdriver. And if you noticed, I doused this thing in oil before screwing it in on purpose. Because I do not trust that it will not try and seize up again. But it no longer looks like it's going to be that big of a problem. So I think we're doing good there. You know what? I keep saying, "Oh yeah, no, we're done now." And we can see the top of my bench. No, we're done now. We can see the top of my bench. Let's do. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Nothing big. Just got to do this. Oh, is Shan here? Hey Shan, how you doing, man? You can always make cardboardments. I'm gonna keep running with that joke for a while. Yup. That's why a lot of people disdain the 45, because so many knobs and screws. Like I said, this is going to Mr. James Wright, so let's code it in 3-in-1 as opposed to just WD-40. Okay, but add it. Get you guys in there. It's from what I read was 3 items in one 6x6x6 volume. There we go. Oh, I should have been doing this before. Yeah, let's make my Stanley 45 screwdriver look nice. 1 second here. We'll finish this up and then we're gonna take stuff off of the top of this bench. What time is it, guys? Oh geez, I've just been running right through my lunch because, I mean, who wouldn't if you got this far into your day, into your streaming activities? Yeah, my screwdriver looks like steel again. And this is why I like green scrubs. They're great. I can understand the confusion, but I was just weighing in that's my opinion of how. Oh. 1 second, let me go see the thing. I heard. Oh, Albatross! Thank you, dude. Thank you for the bits. I need to find a way. I need to turn TTS on for bits and donations, because I mean, there's a sound effect that plays in my ears for it. I need to get TTS so it'll tell me who did it and what. The rest of I had turned off basically all the TTS for the redeems because it would, or not the redeems, oh, that's fine, man. I'm not asking for donations or anything. Just Mecca did it without my permission and I can't stop them. Besides, guess what? This is like the last bit. I mean, like I said, we are on the last little bit, because we are, in fact, going to be changing the way the screen looks. Oh, wow, it said Moy and I thought it said Roy. It doesn't know how to say moi. All right, so, let me do this. Stupid keyboard, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you don't use it for like 10 minutes, it disconnects from the... I'm gonna have to put a timer on that. Oh, it works perfectly fine. I just needed to put some lubrication on it. Yeah, see? That was the only thing that was kind of bad, was it just needed a little bit of oil. I put it in its oil me place and we're good. All right, so guys, get ready.
because we're finally getting stuff off of here. You guys don't need to see me restoring this, but I'm gonna throw these into the vinegar bucket anyways. I forgot that those existed. But I would rather get to the point where I can say, look at what I am doing. Okay, so vinegar scrubby, oilcloth. Let's get you put back up. Like I said, this is 3-in-1 oil, so it doesn't cure. Yeah, it doesn't cure like linseed oil. So all the drill bits are there. Well, actually, no, I lost one drill bit. All right, so in the sake of making things interesting, it's time to put my bench back in order, guys. You know what that means? Wednesday is the first official stream where I'm going to be doing something other than putting my shit back together. So let's do the get the bench back in order cleanup on stream. Why not? Okay. Also, there's one thing we might do just woodworking wise before we get too far. Oh, you're talking about yours. Gotcha. You know what? We'll see what we can do about that, Mecca. We'll see what we can do about that. All right, so let's start putting stuff away. All right. Flat rock into flat rock box. Flat rock now underneath. When I need it, I will use it. Screwdrivers. Yeah, I found an old box of like old set of drawers full of just junk and stuff from everyone else's, you know, like the old junk drawers that everyone has. Not the blue one. The blue one my dad gave me. So I found this box long time ago at like a a Savers, Goodwill, whatever you want to call them. It was filled with stuff. And one of the things that it was filled with was an entire set of push drill bits. And let me do this. And Mecca, being the star that he is, hooked me up with a drill. Okay, that is all of the oily bits taken care of. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. All right, open. Put the 45 back. Like I saw that and I was like, I know what these are. I don't know if I'll ever be able to find the device that they're for, but I know what they are. And right now the toolbox is kind of jumbly with tools because the top needs a little refurbishment to house all the planes correctly. But yeah, it's kind of a shame they don't do that. Why are you in there? Got you, and you. A lot of what is wrong with my situation is that right there. So we're gonna start pulling this out. Okay, that was the very, very old one. That's fine. I'm gonna pull that out, pull these out, put planes in. If you notice, I have dehydrogenators in it. Yes, I like making weird names. Okay, planes are in. I don't really care about the rest. My three big boys go over here. They will go here for now. Yeah, that's not good enough. Also, those out and about. Like all that I have now is like little fiddly cleaning. Most everything is clean at this point that needs to be cleaned. All right, so let us also brass. Just in case I want to do something fun, I did get a reed. Okay, so before I can get this in, I need to unload the entire thing. You guys are going to see at least a little woodworking today, I promise. And I say hello. But I got the Wood River dog set, and I was just like, because it's very useful. Okay, sharpening fluid underneath, towel into the please clean me pile. In fact, I'll just throw that in the washer because I'll wash that in a bit. All right, we're not going to clean this off just yet. We might. But this is just horrendous looking. Oh, geez, where? Hey, I'm over here. Thank you. All right, so the thing I need to do, and yes, I want to do some woodworking, not because I have to or want to, but because it needs to be done. This expanded a little bit on its sides and does not go in anymore. So we need to plane it down. All right. There's only... Yep, it did. It did. Needs to not lose me. I will
wish it wouldn't lose me. All right. Where is my mallet? We're back to normal, guys. Mallet, moving this guy out of the way. We're getting somewhere. We need to trim these down because it expanded out and it hasn't gone down yet. Bucket out of the way, please. Continue what you're doing, though. Sorry. I know it's unacceptable. We really just need to... What? Hyacinth bucket. This is a first in a long time. Like I said, it grew, so it doesn't fit anymore. That's why it's been permanently sitting on my bench. Also, this gets that oil off the bottom of my planes too. Ooh. It's also not the best holding situation, but what are we talking about flowers with? I'm confused. Hyacinth bucket. Okay, so I did hear it right. Bucket. That's mostly down to size there. Now we do the other side. Like, it grew by like just enough that I can't get the damn thing in. I was like, well, I already had a hard time getting it out, so I guess I might as well just address the problem. Does feel good to be doing this, though. For the first time in ever. Ah,
Okay, if this fits, it ships. It's not going to fall off the slider or it's just blocking it in. Maybe I should have used a block plane. Well, it definitely at least gets in. Okay, good, good, good. Where is that wax? It's got enough leeway, don't worry about that. The runners are definitely big enough. It had trouble sliding in and out before, so honestly I needed to block it in the first place. So we're just fixing a problem that already existed and was worsened by the flood. Okay, now there we go. If anything, my Dutch tool chest now looks like it's authentically old. All right, now that we got that working again, let's offload all of these marking tools and other things that were, wait, where are you at? There you are. I'm probably going to have to replace you at some point, but. And I probably. Do you fit yet? Hey, there's no reason not to put wax in these things. Marking gauge, marking gauge, it's marking time. Oh, also, after the flood, the handles for the lower section finally came in. So the lower section will finally have handles here soon. And we got to retrue this at some point. Okay, so. Oh, I forgot to show you this. Guys, you know what these are? You know what this is? It's a full set of bits for this guy. It's not Yankee bits. These are the real bits. Stanley 04060. I can't believe I found this. I'm so glad I have it. All right, so now that we've got this, we can finally start putting weird things away. Why is there a putty knife? Putty knife doesn't belong in there. Okay, we're gonna keep the screws in here until we're done. Hard wax stays on the bench. I forgot about that I had those. Right now, we're just going to keep all of this in here till we can figure. Yeah, I'm surprised I found them mint in box. Like, I saw that, was like, what the hell? Because I've been looking for them forever. because I snapped a couple of the smaller sizes. I was like, yeah, I'm probably never gonna find those. And they're, lo and behold, just a mint, new old stock set. Oh, that works way better than it used to. Yes, it is. It's got a little drill bit housing. Which opening are we talking about? Opening here, or opening from the base of the runners? What are we talking? Okay. All measurements, got it. Okay. 11¼ inches tall. Okay. From base to top is 11¼ inches tall. The drawer itself is 3 inches, and I have, do it this way. Okay, let me revise that statement. Okay, it is 3 3/4 to, from base of drawer to top of, or whatever, middle cabinet thingy divider, 3½ inches deep on the drawer itself. So I've got 1/4 inch of play at the top. And what's it? Lee Valley sells these little rings, which are a godsend. All right. Not gonna look. Welcome. You're welcome. I'm just glad my my bench is getting back to looking like an actual bench again. All right, we're gonna put this in here until I open those and those in. Get to go in here as well. You are out. You're a piece of wood that I need to keep. You're a bag. You're my lube bag. Oh, well, I've got you guys here. Let me show you something. This is something I added to the bench literally the night before the flood. I don't know if you can see it, but I have I've got a brass bottle opener for when it's drinking cider days. Oh, it stopped following me. All right. Okay. These are file handles. We will get those to the appropriate place in a bit. Wax. Hey. See, guys, should I just pull out the plane and start? I don't think we want to. I kind of do. I kind of want to just continue on and start planing the top, because the top is, it's making me frustrated. There's a giant black grease and rust stain on the top. It frustrates me. This might just be a, let's just keep going, guys. Disregard my booty. Or take pictures of it. That's a good question. I keep saying, well, I'm going to be done now, and then I'm like, no, I want to
I want to plane the top of my bench.
That is a very good question, Mecca. I do not have an answer for you. I think I'm going to plane the top of the bench and then call it quits. I'm sorry, I'm holding you up, aren't I? I didn't mean to hold you up on your chores too long. I keep getting like a second wind of, why are you hammered in? I'm just very happy. I mean, you got to do it sometime, right? Maple trees don't milk themselves. All right, put the dovetail jig in. That's got to be a new redeem for us. Got to go milk them trees. I need to put a leather loop on this. All right, so I think I am going to at least try and plane down the top of this thing because it's disgusting, and because it's disgusting. I don't think I need much more than it's disgusting and I want it planed. What's holding you up? You went in before. Now, that's why. Okay. I didn't do it. Okay. We're gonna turn this camera off, guys. I can get it to work. We're just going to turn that camera off. It is no longer serving any real decent purpose. Okay. Guess who didn't really set up the plane? Sorry, I'm just invigorated by the whole, like, I can finally
do woodworking again. So I might as well get this ready. Not really truing it, I'm more or less getting crap off of it at this point. I really don't want to bring out the jack plane because it'll screw the surface of this up. Yeah, I think so, because it's not rough. Yeah, let's jack it. Take off. Wait, upset? Hey, ahoy there! I haven't seen you in chat in a while. 1 second here. We're gonna get you a free one. We'll get you a free one here. So I don't know if you know about it here, Obsessed, but my shop flooded and we are on the tail end of getting back up to working. Jesus. Yeah, that I know. That's why just filling you in on what happened while you were deployed. Wow, you can definitely tell there's a nice scoop right there. This is also why there you go. That's where it got to. If it was in my shop, it was underwater. Oh wow, yeah, this definitely needed it. Definitely needed to be using a jack on this. No wonder it wasn't registering anything. Yeah, I actually am living in a floodplain apparently. We had heavy rain. This is 25 bucks. Look at the condition it's in. 25 bucks was what I paid for my number 5. Me. I don't recommend using sanders inside your apartment. Needless to say, we are going to be moving out of here. Gotcha. We're going to be moving out of here when lease is up. Well, then hand tools are basically the way to go on that one. I mean, that's not hard, sharpening the blade. I can always run you through how to sharpen those. Mecha can definitely do it. Honestly, I would suggest getting a Norton Waterstone, like a 4000, 8000, if you're just learning how to sharpen. They're very easy to flatten when they go out of true. Yes, we are specifically, yes, not many, but yes. And we got rid of the table saw, but yes, you can't get flooded if you're on top of the water. Let me grab this. But yeah, this is something I've been like, ever since I've been like, I'm gonna have to reflatten this. But we are gonna eventually rebuild this completely. But like I said, okay. They are not, because renter's insurance does not cover flood, and flood insurance does not cover personal property. Okay, let's do another pass to see if we can get some of these low areas down. But oh my God, I'm feeling like, even though I'm doing the menial task of flattening the top, I'm feeling so much better. Yep. Yeah, flood insurance only covers the house. Oh, it'll definitely do that for me. But believe it or not, most all of my hand tools made it because they're hand tools. Guess what? I can clean them and go. That's basically what I've been doing. A lot of, and here's the fun thing, if you got older power tools, they're probably good because they're just an electric motor. So all you got to do is let them dry out and grease an axle or two and you're done. And then, you know, like scrub some rust and shit, but they don't have circuit boards. So nothing really that the water can destroy. But one second here. Once I get done with this pass, let me show you a tool that I've had for a long time. Sounds good, man. I'll see you when you're in your workshop. Ah, don't worry about it. Did it actually tell you not that it wasn't going to TTS? Oh, someone did a thing. Oh, JFG, thank you. Thank you for the subscribe. So, when I was in an apartment, let me show you the one tool that got used the most. You two, have a good one, Obsessed. Glad to see you're back. Hope to see you streaming soon. So when I was in an apartment and before I got truly into hand tools, this is my most used tool. Super light, super easy. It's basically a jigsaw mounted into a table. So you can use it for light ripping of wood. You can move the fence and remove the fence even. You've got a miter thing. So this is the Rockwell Blade Runner. Stupid useful. I've got one of those too, but I don't know why, but this thing came in hyper useful. Like I used it for dang near everything. But that was what I used when I was in an apartment and before I had a ton of planes and everything else. I still had outlets though. Okay, let's try this angle. We're getting somewhere. This has always been a low spot, so I expect it to be like... Very true. Very true. I mean, when I was in an apartment, I could only do my woodworking on a patio, like a very small patio, and that's why, like, I found the one tool that worked for me, and I was like, yeah, this one. Because it was small, compact, easy to carry. Look at all these chisel marks. It's almost like I did woodworking on this bench. I have like a little it's pine. Plus, I can't get along with the people who are so scared of marring up their bench. It's a bench. It's there to build stuff on. It's not there to look pretty. It's there to be used.
yes, I am removing the top on this, but if you watched how I mean, like, there's no reason to get all pissy and moany about that kind of stuff. This guy's going to actually have to be rebuilt, or I'm going to have to rebuild like half of it, if that tells you anything. But I mean, like, because the front leg is going to disintegrate at some point in time because this leg had moisture sealed into it and it started to mold. And I'm not going to try and get every last little bit off of this. I just don't want it in that hurricane wave that it was in. Good old number 5 definitely took the hurricane wave out. Because like this area is probably never going to go down unless I do it like 5 more times. But the funny thing is I'm finally getting this flat with the rest of it. All right. I think at this point we should be. What? Yeah, like this is putting my mind at ease, not having half of my bench be completely black with the gunk from cleaning my tools. You know what that means though? We're gonna have to get the linseed oil out and reseal the top. Okay. Dang straight. Got to get the linseed gunk on there. This is the fun part, is rattling over all of the glad to be doing a public service, guys. I really do need to. Just the flax. Tee. No, I just got done restoring a bunch of tools. No. Oh, I guess we could. I guess we could. The thing is this thing is inherently picky. It's sharp. It's just I haven't gotten it fully set up to be taking cuts correctly because it is finicky.
If you do get a sharpening set of stones, try and make sure they're 3 inches wide so you don't have to skew. All right, have a good one. Have a good one, man. Don't have my shop rack down here anymore. See, this is what happens when you don't have a properly wide enough thing. I need to replace the strop at some point. Because what they don't tell you, oh, you can go at an angle. You need to go at both angles. Sorry. It's just something I learned for something I learned sharpening straight razors. You have to go at both angles. Otherwise, you're going to have a fragile edge. So deal with it. Is this a long time ago, or what's going on there, Albatross? Last little turn. Oh, don't know why I'm just like going as hard as possible, but I mean, like, if I can get this down to smooth again, then we definitely have a working bench. Okay. Gotcha. You're way too deep. Okay. Let's start there. I just remember this guy being a pain to plane in the first place, so I'm not going to pass judgment on how it's cutting. Also, right now we've got the wavy board, but it's actually cutting now. Also, let's get these out of the way. They're knocking my knees, and I don't need them while I'm doing this. There we go. Okay. cutting the nibs off of these waves. And I think what probably should do is transverse them and just cut them off that direction, but it's getting there. Let's find out. I think this is doing exactly what needs to be done. Just remember this being a pain to flatten. How you doing, Jack? Wow, I've never actually made this bench move before. That's a very big sign that I do actually need to replace it. The fact that I can shift this scares me. That means the legs are a lot worse off than I thought. Well, we've almost got a bench that looks like it used to. This is really just so that I have a bench for the next few months, because I'm gonna have to rebuild this one. Not because I want a new bench, but because of the flood, it got fully submerged and the legs, well, let's put it this way. I was never able to do that before. So that worries me. Okay, I think just a couple more passes and it'll be workshop flat. Because all I'm looking to do is not have an extraordinarily shitty looking top. I got most of it out. This baby right here has been low since the day I built it. But I've flattened it like 4 times since then, so we're finally almost to the point where it's going to be even. All right, and before we go anywhere, let's make people really happy. I'm taking the hat off. The hat cannot come back. Sorry, guys. It is time. It is time for the last bit of today's stream. The closing arguments, you might say. But before we get there, I need to sweep. Because I am not oiling the top of this bench with all this shit on the ground. Last thing I need is oil on it. Oil on all of these nice wood shavings. And linseed oil will just cause a nice little
Yeah, but then it doesn't have this beautiful grain pattern and all of these previously made chisel marks, Jack. That's very true, but I mean, remember, I'm re-flattening it because water got near it. I didn't, Mom didn't raise no fool. She rose 6. Get all of this out here. Okay. Get this all in my shaving bucket. There you are. This is the only time you actually see me sweep on camera. It's when I'm about to use a ton of linseed oil. All right. I don't like the plastic bottle at all. I mean, the swap wasn't that long ago. That's the thing. Like, it's only like a year and a half old or so. It's just, I got lost too. Blip, 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 blip. Oh, wait. Do not want blow on the flat stone. Blub, blub, blub. Also do not want blow on this. Get that out of the way. God forbid I put blow on my freaking... Okay. My freaking hot glue pot. Okay, good. Yay. It's starting to look like yellow pine again. Oh, God damn it. One of these days I'm going to learn to say, I definitely don't want blow on that. Definitely don't. Luckily it didn't get on any of the diamond plate. Okay, where are you? Fire pot, there we go. There we go. Think about you. Probably should have hammered you out of there.
Get out of the way. There we go. There, now I don't have to worry about that at all. But I can do this. Just let it do whatever the hell it wants to do at this point. That's one layer into the fire pot. All right. Get me a clean rag. And you can see where the mold and the taken over this area as well. Yay! Just want to get this nice and even. Even across the board so that it'll absorb in fairly decently. And I think we will dry my hands off and call it a day. Because I'll come back in like a day or two and put another layer on it. Because you really only need it on the top at this point. As I said, I'm not worried about refinishing every single surface on this guy because he's got a year or two left in his life and he's going to be replaced. I'm sorry, boy. All right, that makes it look even better because it's bringing out that nice yellow pine goodness. With that, get my phone out. Because I am tired. And I've been going for a good while now because I usually stop at this time if I'm doing a long stream, which means I haven't even had lunch yet. Yeah, I really do like Southern Yellow Pine for benches. All right, so let's find us someone to raid out on because I am at, at the limit of what I can do. Crocheters, knitters, Legos, quilting. Do we have anything? Come on. Yeah, I'm very happy with just stripping that top layer off and making it look like it used to, or close to that. Let's see. Hey, yeah. That's who we're going to. Old Drum Leather Woodworks. That's who we're going to raid. All right, guys. Let's raid out to Old Drum. As soon as the keyboard starts working again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boot. This is probably the biggest problem that I have with it. Come on, come on, there we go. Okay, good, 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 good. All right. Raid. Huzzah! Okay, good. I'm glad you guys came out to see me through this. I'm glad we got as far as we did, because now woodworking is going to happen on Wednesday. Stay tuned. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard. Guys, say hello to Old Drum for me and have a good day.